done.
That's so cool. So when you're going through the house and we see the bodies, that actually is you that shot those moments?
Oh yeah. Yes, that's
So
me.
cool.
That shot those moments. Yeah.
Now I'm always curious about this because I know there's a lot of talk about weight loss. I'm not going to ask you like how much weight you lost, but like where's the balance of not losing so much weight that you hurt yourself, but also staying true to the character? Like, is there like an element there that you think about, or do you just kind of just lose it just to get into the mindset?
It was less about the weight. It was more about the idea that, I came up with this idea with Dan Gilroy, our director, that he was a coyote. In Southern California, there are these, wild animals that come down the mountains at night sort of scavenging for food and looking for, what innocent animal to kind of take advantage of, and that was Lou. And so I just thought he needed to look like that. The balance there, I think, is really about your own mind and you knowing it, and I think every character is a sort of journey through your mind and learning. I mean, I think acting, I'll just make it clear, I think acting can be and is a very immature, very selfish profession, but I think it also can help you practice empathy, and I think that if you decide to have it help you do that, and it's about a journey through your mind and learning about yourself, which is cool about it. That's what's cool about it. And so you got to push boundaries, but never be unsafe in a very dangerous way, and I'm very clear about those boundaries.
Is it easier to lose it or gain it for like Fuqua's the southpaw? Like, is it easier to like gain that muscle mass, or is it easier to lose the weight?
I don't think it's about that either. I think for southpaw, when you're playing a boxer, basically I was put into a training camp. Like, Antoine, I trained for 6 months for that movie, and for the 3 months before we started shooting, he had set the first day of shooting to we went to the first fight, and we shot all the fights in the first 2 weeks. So I trained like training camp for that, and that got me into the mentality of a boxer. 2 days like nonstop with my coach. Antoine would join me for workouts too, but most of the time it's just isolating. So you get into the mentality of what somebody does for real, even though you're obviously playing a character, and there wasn't ever a thought about whether one thing was easy or hard. It was a focus on the material and pulling off the character. Yeah. And that's first and foremost and really the only thing in my mind. Because I think I don't think vanity plays very well when you have to pull off a character.
Yeah, and real quick, I love the line in the movie you say, if you want to win the lottery, you have to have the money to buy the ticket. And I'm wondering, how does that line apply
to buy a ticket?
Yeah, buy a ticket. Sorry, I don't know my lines. How would that line apply to being an actor, like, and choosing roles? Like, can you apply that to like being an actor at all?
Yeah, I think everything Lou says you could apply to everything that anybody does in any business. I think everything he says is correct. It's just the things he does that are a little off, but. I think that my belief about any profession, is that freedom is on the other side of discipline. That discipline and commitment is a huge aspect. I've learned that from a lot of the roles I've played, particularly when I play in the military or a police officer. The preparation, the schooling, the physical connection to your job, that discipline is extraordinarily important. Technique is very important. And so when you ask me a thing about, or somebody asked me about losing weight, these are all things that are done very technically. I think you have a tendency to kind of look at them and make them into an idea of like it's a job, and so I take it seriously. At the same time, I feel like it's absurd, but I do take it very seriously, and I think freedom exists on the other side of discipline, and I think that's the key. That's the lottery ticket.
Mr. Gyllenhaal, thank you so much, man. It's an absolute pleasure.
All right.
That was nice.
Yeah.
That was a good interview.
I think that might be my favorite interview that we've done on this for this.
That was a really good one.
Show so far. Yeah, man. My boy Jake, dude.
Yeah,
our boy.
I feel like he's a really cool person.
Yes.
I don't know him personally. It would be really awesome to meet him.
Yeah.
And but I feel just from interviews that I've listened to, because I've listened to a couple of him on podcasts and stuff, and he genuinely sounds like a really like stand-up type of dude.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, man.
And it's funny because I'm going off topic a little bit, but it's about Jake, so I'll bring it up. He talked about how when fans meet him in public places when he's just traveling in, I think he said when he was in New York or whatever, and he was on the subway, and he's getting from place to place, just I don't know, whatever he's doing, and someone notices who he is, and they'll come up to him and say, "Oh my God, are you Jake Gyllenhaal?" And he'll be like, "Oh, yeah," and then they were like, "Can I take a picture with you?" And then he'll be like, "Oh, like, don't you want to talk to me?" And then they'll be like, "No, I just want to take a picture with you," which is something that I think it's really funny, because it's like he talks about how people would rather take a picture for Instagram or Facebook or whatever, rather than
just something of substance.
Yeah, just talk to him and get to know him a little bit more and become a bigger fan or whatever, which is crazy. And I've heard that from a lot of celebrities talking about how, like, why wouldn't you just want to talk to me? Like I feel kind of used. You're just taking a picture of me and then like going about your business and posting it on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, and then just being, I met Jake Gyllenhaal today on the subway.
But it's like you really didn't give a shit, because you could have taken it to the next level and had a conversation with like somebody like me or you. If we were to have that opportunity, be like, fuck yeah. Let me pick your brain. With how, like, awesome. Let me see how you think or you perceive things. That's like might be a once in a lifetime opportunity, and these people just throw it away.
Who knows, like, when the next time you're gonna meet someone like that, I know, like, people go to Comic-Con and stuff all the time, and, they get to run into, celebrities and everything, but people who don't do that, or just people in general, just, like, if you ever run into a celebrity, take the time to, pick their brain, talk to them, treat them as a human.
Yes.
And not like they are a public figure, but
don't use it. I feel like people think they just want it for the flash, like, it automatically, like, like, I'm gonna put this on social media and it's gonna gain me all of this recognition.
I'm gonna get like 30 followers now because of this, and 150 likes. But that's crazy. Another person that I was listening to before, Jeremy Irons, the actor, he when he meets people and they ask to take a picture, he says, "Okay, we can take a picture, or you can talk to me, and you're not going to do both." He's like, "You need to take a picture of me, or you can talk. Which one do you want to do?" And he says 80% of the time they just want to take a picture, and they'll go away. He's like, "But there are once in a while times where someone will be like, oh yeah, okay, let's talk, like, when you did this movie, how did you feel?" And that's the same thing that Jake Gyllenhaal said, was, no one really wants to talk to him, which is, that kind of sucks. It's like, you're a famous, no one, I think that's insane, but that was a cool little story that I heard.
Nice. Thank you for sharing that, man. I think you had told me that maybe off air.
I think so, yeah.
One time
I think it was probably at work.
Yeah.
When I used to work with you.
Very cool. All the good old days.
Yeah.
Now I'm alone. I literally don't
no
talk
one
to
to
anybody.
talk to about movies or anything.
I just put my headphones on, honestly.
That sucks.
It's okay. It is what it is. But, did you want to do some Swan facts?
Yeah, man, let's jump into those.
All right, I have some cool ones for today. So, Jake actually lost 20 pounds for the role, which is why I feel like you can tell he's just very not himself.
Yeah, he looks really thin.
Even like thinner for him.
Yeah, like thinner than usual.
Yes. He actually memorized the whole film like a play.
Oh wow!
Which I feel like that was a smart way to go about that, because of how heavy his dialogue is. I feel like the way his character is portrayed and stuff, he's very intelligent and knows what he's going to say even before he says it. Yeah. So the fact that he memorized every line and stuff, I feel like it really comes through, and you can tell. Oh
yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can really tell that he's diving deep.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was actually the directorial debut of Dan Gilroy, the director.
Okay.
And this was written and directed by him as well.
What do you know? What other things he's directed?
I meant to look that up, but I didn't get a chance yet, so I'm not sure. This is his first directing piece. Yeah. But I think he's a writer. I don't know what he's written. Okay. Besides this, but if you I don't know if you noticed this, but Jake's character Lou actually is in every single scene throughout the movie. There's not one scene where he's not in it.
Wow. I didn't notice that, but now that you said it, I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, yeah. Wow. The coyote theme, which he mentions in the interview that we just listened to, I guess that theme became so apparent throughout the shooting this film, they actually considered it as an alternate title for the film. Oh, wow.
It almost was called The Coyote, which would have been cool too.
Yeah.
But I like Nightcrawler.
Yeah, Nightcrawler sounds
is
creepier.
Is dope.
Yeah.
And especially for what he was doing or what that profession is like.
Yeah.
Totally appropriate.
Yeah.
To create Lou's worn down appearance, Jake actually worked out sometimes 8 hours a day and either ran or biked to the set.
God damn. That's
insane.
insane.
He would just tire himself out.
He did look tired in the movie.
Almost like Joseph Gordon-Levitt for The Lookout. Remember how he said he would just overwork himself and then come in and then he'd just be like, oh, yeah. You know what I mean? So,
oh man, that's crazy.
First on the scene, camera journalists are also known as stringers in real life.
Oh,
I know
really?
they say that a few times in the film, but that's an actual term for photojournalists, stringers. Oh, wow. This is my final one, I think, but this film is based in part on the career of author Felix, who was actually known for tuning into police scanners, so he could actually be on the first on the scene.
Oh wow! Okay,
so
that's cool.
It was based in not entirely, loosely based on his career.
Oh man!
And that's the end of my Swan facts for Nightcrawler, dude.
Oh wow, those are some good facts, though.
Right?
Yeah, those are awesome. Yeah, I was hoping that he would have that Jake would have went further into the like how he lost the weight and like the process of everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the things I'm really curious about. Is just like how difficult it was, or what type of things he had to go through to do it. And but you can tell like he, looking at a movie that he's a recent movie or just even a regular picture of him where he looks normal, and then looking at the cover or the pictures of him on this movie are just insanely different. The contrast between the two is,
yeah, if it wasn't for like his eyes and his eyebrows, you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, that's Jake.
Yeah,
it's very weird. It's like a skeleton of him.
Yeah,
almost.
Yeah. There's like little essences of him,
yes.
But that's it. Which that's crazy because I don't know, he just looks totally different.
I think they just do like weird diets. I think maybe he would just you don't eat because there's an example. Jared Leto, I think it was like 2007, 2008, he did a film called Chapter 27, I think it's called, where he played the dude who assassinated John Lennon, I believe. I forget the guy's real name, but the guy was a super like chubby guy with glasses and everything, and he literally packed. I've
seen pictures of.
Yes.
I've seen on his Instagram. He's put up pictures of him. He looked heavy.
Yeah, he packed on all that weight just for the role, and when they asked him how he did it, it was literally he would eat nothing but pizzas every day. That was his
crazy.
diet, a whole pizza to himself. And by the time they shot, that's what he looked like.
Oh my god!
So it's not makeup; it's real.
Yeah.
And he just like dropped it after filming.
That's insane, man.
That you want to talk unrecognizable? That
exactly.
Something crazy.
Because he is like skinny.
Yeah.
He's fit. He's a fit dude, Jared Leto. But he's a pretty skinny dude. And then when you see, I've seen those pictures you're talking about. He looks. I've seen like a profile picture and then him from the front. He looks different. He has a gut.
Yeah.
He's chubby. He's big, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That's really digging deep. Diving into your character. And I feel like I think that's really cool when actors do that, when they get, really into their characters and they almost